Hello, this is Goto. Welcome back to Islands of Insight Offline Restoration Update. We are probably, if I were going to guess, going to be finishing Warped Perspective today. We have two puzzles left, which I cannot find. Hello? Oh, here they are. They're actually both right here. We can actually see both of them at the same time. Here's the first one, and there's the second one down there. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get started on these. Now, remember, these grids are pretty big, and they are left and right edge grids. Oh man, I kind of wish I could zoom in on this. This is pretty small. Well, this is what I'm going to have to work with. I guess I'll just lean into the monitor here. We have connect all light cells and one symbol per dark area. So let's just go around the grid and start working on all of the various givens we have. We can put tiles around myopia arrows. Let's see. Connect all light cells means that we can't put a dark cell in front of a cross myopia arrow. I don't know how to call that. Put a light there for that galaxy. Light here for this lotus. Light, light, light. Light and light for that guy. Put some lights over here. It's like we're just setting up Christmas lights for Christmas, but it's still September. Okay, this one actually is going to go over here off the grid, and then back an extra one, and then... Wait, is that true? That's not how those work. We could still have a dark tile here, and then that doesn't apply, right? Because we could have dark, dark, dark. Yeah, okay. Still remembering how these myopia arrows work. Okay, what other rules we have? Connect all light cells, no dark squares. Okay. That's about it, actually. So we're really going to be starting to look at our arrows, I guess, is what's going to be telling us information about where dark tiles need to be. And then that's going to be telling us whether they need to connect to lotuses or not. Okay. Well, this is a pretty big grid here. We have a lot to look at here, so I'm just going to be scanning around here until I find either given things that I've missed or just in general things to do. Also need to keep an eye on edge of the grid overlaps. One symbol per dark area, huh? I guess we could start thinking about that. We do have one lone... Wait, why did I put a dark symbol here? I don't know why I put that dark symbol there. Here, let me just restart this arrow. That should be light, 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 light. Okay, there was no reason to put that dark tile there yet. That made no sense. I don't know why I did that. This makes sense, though. So here, we can actually put those dark tiles and they make sense. Now, we need to think about what dark tiles are going to go to which symmetry symbols. So, for example, this dark tile has this galaxy it can go to. It can't go over here, because that would be off the board. It can't really go... It can't go over here. That would be off the board, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I guess technically it could, but no, I don't think it can. I don't think this can connect to this galaxy. It can't connect here. Can it connect to this galaxy? So it could connect to that galaxy. But it could also connect to this galaxy. That would be down here. This one, on the other hand, cannot connect to this galaxy. And it can't get past this area. It can't connect to this galaxy. Or it can connect to this galaxy, I mean. So that would be here. And it doesn't look like it can connect anywhere else. So I think we are pretty safe to say that connects over there, unless it can somehow connect to this Lotus. But let's see, for it to connect to this Lotus, that's going to be, that's going to be a ways for it to go, right? It would have to go through here, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's light tiles over here, so it can't go over there. So yeah, we're going to say it connects to this galaxy. And now that finishes that arrow. We've got to go through here to get to this galaxy. Which means we've got to go through here. Now we're connected to that. This is gonna have to go through the top here. Uh-oh, but that's a problem with that galaxy now. Because this galaxy cannot actually go over there. I didn't... Hang on, we have made a mistake. Okay. So this to go here means this has to go like this. Which this galaxy just cannot do. Or this cannot do that, because there's an arrow here. It would look like that, right? Or like this, right? And that's just not valid. Okay, so this... I made a mistake when I was looking at this tile over here. This tile must actually go down to this galaxy here. So, something like that. Yeah, I missed that. And then, can this dark tile go to this galaxy? It can. It can also go with this one still, so let's hold off on making a decision for that. We have another arrow here that's solved. This one probably has to go with this Lotus here. So we can go ahead and say that's part of that Lotus and block off this connection. So would there be any benefit for there to be a light tile in here? Potentially. If we have, for some reason, we don't, we need to have dark tiles here, then we don't want to box in the Lotus. Like, if we do this, that's one way to do that, but if we do this, then we need to put light tiles here, and that could be a problem for a number of reasons. So we're just going to leave that unsolved for now. We can go ahead and mirror all of our light tiles here. So that looks mirrored to me for the moment. This crosshair arrow is going to be interesting. It's going to need to have dark in every direction, but it's really going to be dependent on, like, it's going to depend on where these other things around it are going, I guess. Okay, so we now have a dark tile here on the bottom of the board. I think... Can it go over here? No, this galaxy cannot get over there. So it must go with... I don't think this Lotus can go with it either, right? What would that be? That would be 1, 2, 3 down. It would be here. Oh, so actually maybe possible, right? Because you could do, something like this. No, we couldn't, because then you have this issue in there. But I mean, symmetrically wise, it just doesn't work. Okay. So I am thinking both of these probably have to connect to this Lotus in here. Because this one doesn't actually have a way to get down here without making a square or a box. Because if it goes like this, that's a square with a hole in the middle, and if it does a box, then it's a box. 2 by 2 rather. Okay, so this is going to go to this Lotus. That means this has to come back towards the Lotus. And now we can go ahead and mark this up. These can't connect. That's stuck against the ceiling there. Okay, and then this has to be dark, because the light tile can't get in there, and then those have to be light. Alright, looking good so far. Alright, now at this point, this, box, I guess this cell always had to be connected to, to this galaxy. I just wasn't paying attention to it. That's gonna need to go through here. And then this galaxy is going to be kind of the barrier of what's dividing the left and right side of this map here. So we're going to have to wrap around the light cells around the edge of the map. Okay. Well, let's do some obvious moves here now that we have some stuff. We know this goes with this. This one can still go with this galaxy here. Which is definitely interesting. This dark tile can't go to that galaxy, so it's going to have to go to this Lotus. And that's going to finish up, not the whole Lotus, but a lot of it. I guess that dark tile is just not doing anything there. What is my purpose? To be boxed in. Oh no. So block that in, and this gets blocked in further. So if we put light here, we need to have dark here, which isn't possible. So this is going to be dark right here. This can't connect to this Lotus, so it's gonna have to come out. I mean, it doesn't have to go around the left. It could go in the middle, but we do know that it's going to be connected to this Lotus, so mirror it over there. Yeah, well, that kind of proves that, right? This one's also going to be part of this Lotus, so we can go ahead and do that on the Lotus. We can go ahead and put this over here, I think. Let me just double check. It can't connect to this Lotus. Can it connect to this galaxy? Where would that be? That would be up here, which belongs to the other galaxy. So that's going to have to mirror there. Now, whether it goes up around the top... No, it can't go around the top, because then it would block in these light cells, so it must go through the bottom. Okay, these can't connect. This has to escape. And there we go, we've closed in that Lotus. This dark has to be closer than this one, so block that in. Ooh. So now this galaxy is going to be either an I or an H. It needs to be an I, because if we make it an H, the top is going to be blocked in. So let's make it an I. And then it can't go any further that way, but it can still extend to this piece over here. So still need to hold on connecting it, unfortunately. Let's see. This now has to do that. This piece cannot go to this galaxy, so it must be part of this lotus. And then that lotus has a mark there. Okay. And then now we can finish. This has 2 lights and a dark. Whoop, wrong color. Okay. So if we put a dark here, we block these light tiles in, so this has to connect through the top. And then the light has to escape. And that actually finishes up that whole lotus, right? Yep, good stuff. Now this can't go out here. Can this be dark here? Where would this be? This would be... No, it can't be dark. I just filled in that one missing tile and it's like, nah, dog. Okay, and now we know that has to connect here. Still looking good. Let's see what's happening down here. Oh yeah, what is going on with these guys? So we know this has to go like that. And then this has to go like that. But this one doesn't have to connect over here. This one could be part of that galaxy. This has to be light. Okay, well, we are going to need a dark tile either here or here. And if we put it here, we can't really have this be tied to this galaxy because then it touches that. So this has to be dark like that. And this is going to have to go to this galaxy because if it mirrors, if it lotuses on this lotus over here, it's going to be off the board. So that's, those two are together. Now we block this off. Aha, so this probably does go to that galaxy over here. In fact, let's just go ahead and probably just draw it straight over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and box it in. And then this is light, dark, and light, and light. And then this lotus is done. Alright. Still a lot of stuff going on in here we haven't really touched at all. This has to be dark. This dark is gonna have to go with this lotus. Does this dark have to go with that lotus too? Let's see, this galaxy over here is out of bounds, so I'm gonna say yes. Oh, wrong color. And then go ahead and connect those up. These are all light. This is light here, and that's gonna have to be dark. This light is gonna have to escape out of here, so these cannot be dark. That could not be dark because it couldn't go anywhere. And then this could still come over here further. We're not done with this Lotus just yet. Let's see. Get a couple more tiles in down here. I guess what difference is it going to make if we put a dark tile here versus here? Well, it looks like having a dark tile... Let's look at the other side of the galaxy. If we have a dark tile here, then we need a dark tile here, which actually isn't possible. So, I guess that answers that question. Because then, if this one is dark... Wait, no, if this one is dark, this one can just be light. Oh, but here we actually have something we can do. Because there's a dark against the edge of that myopia arrow. So we cannot connect those, and then that galaxy is done, and then now this has to be light, and then that has to connect like that. Okay. Could have done that a while ago. Sorry if anyone's over there yelling at their monitor for me to spot things, as usual. Okay, what is this arrow going to be doing? It's probably going to be, up against it, but we don't know that for sure. The bottom one can go to this galaxy. Yeah. Let's hold on that one for a second. Okay, so down here we have an arrow with a dark 3 tiles behind it. So we have to have a dark 2 or 1 tiles, and 2 is not possible, so it's going to be 1 tile. Alright, now we get the answer to this one. Let's see, and this could reach over. No, this can't actually, there can't be a dark tile here. Well, there could be a dark tile here if it went like this to this galaxy and then just have this Lotus boxed in over here. Would there be any benefit of having this be dark? No, that would actually be invalid, so that has to be like that. Whoops. Hold on, we've made a mistake. Yeah, so this one actually has to be light so that it's seeing this one over here. Okay. And I guess I would have seen that if I put this light tile here sooner. Alright. The light tiles are going up this way and out through here. Let's see, if we have dark tiles here, it would be okay. Still be okay over here. Not really seeing where it's a problem yet. Like where these have to connect at. What would, if there's a dark tile here, what would it be connecting to? It would have to connect to this Lotus or this galaxy. And here it has to connect to this Lotus, or... Yeah, let me just draw it really quick. Whoops. So if we go like this one would be like that. Wait, no, yeah, like that. And then over here, this would have to be like that. Which I don't see any problem for. Then this one can be like this. And honestly, this just seems to work, so I'm just gonna keep it. Let's see. There's no ways to get any dark tiles over here. That seemed good, right? Sure. This light has to come out of here. Now, the only place we can have dark tiles is going to have to be connected to this galaxy over here. So, let's see. There needs to be a dark right up against this guy. Which means there needs to be a dark here connected to this galaxy. How close is the dark to this guy? There's 3, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So it needs to be here or here. So this would be too far. We need to have a dark tile here or here. Bring this out. Bring that out. I think this actually works, right? Alright, yeah, that's gonna do it. And then the light escapes on the right side. Ooh! That was a lengthy one. Now I think we're gonna go ahead, you know what, and knock out this one as well, because yeah, let's just finish the series here, or well, not the series necessarily, but finish the Enclave. Alright, so we have connect all dark cells this time, and one symbol per light area. So, kind of similar. See, if the 6 goes up, we block in the 4. Now, if the 8 goes up, we block in the 6. The 6 has got to come out at least by 1. If the 5 goes down, we block in the 7. Seven's gonna have to come here at least. Come there at least. Dark tile's gotta come out of here. Okay. 5's gotta come out. Now the 7's gotta come out. The 9's gotta come out. What is this at so far? 6? Corner trick here. Stark has to come out. Alright. We're making some progress already. 4's got to go out by at least 1. Alright, this 9 is at 8. Yeah, 6, 7, 8. This 7 is at 5, but it can be plus 2 in here. This 5 is at 3, 4, 5. And the 4 can be plus 2 in here. This can't connect, though. Hmm. Trying to look to see how restricted these viewpoint cells are, but they're not really that restricted. We can do something with a 7 here. Now this 8 is a little restricted in here. The 8 can be up to 5, 6, 7. Block those off. How tall is this board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tall. I kind of feel like we're done with these numbers here on the left side. We can't really do anything more with them at the moment, because they're all just really open-ended over here. This 5 can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like a Y pentomino, but then this 2 can just go left, and then it's fine, so... Yeah, if the 2 goes left, the 4 can go all the way in here. Is it possible for there to be a dark tile here? Let's look at this really quick. So if we do that, that's going to have to go like this. I mean, that's working so far. Block that, and then that has to come at least there. This then has to do that. Yeah, it's just like a lot of stuff. I mean, everything up till now still looks good, so I don't think we can stipulate that that is not a light tile. Because if we make this light, this has to be dark, dark. And that has to be dark. So then that becomes light, light. Block that out. Light has to come at least 1 there. Has to go down at least 1 there. And yeah, it's just not really... There's no immediate contradiction to a move like that, so... Let's go back over here. This 5, actually I'm seeing something here. We can go left 1, right 1, down 1. So it has to go up 1 at least. It's something. We are going to need some light cells in here. But the light cells in here can be provided by... It can be provided by the 7 over here, the 7 viewpoint, because outside of the range of the viewpoint, these light tiles can kind of do what they want. Just because the 7 is satisfied doesn't mean the viewpoint has to stop. Words to live by. This is still 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 8. Yeah. this is light and light. That's, like, not an immediate problem, right? Oh, that is an immediate problem if those are both light. Okay. So... that has to come out at least one more, which means we get a little bit more on that. On this side of this structure. If we had this be dark, this is going to have to come in like this. I mean, this works so far. Yeah, no major problems from doing that, so... what about... let's look at these viewpoints again. We're gonna need, like, something to come over here. And it could be this 8. The 8 can reach, but something has to come over here and prevent dark 2x2s from forming. And it could be the 7 as well to come around and under. Either way, though... I think the 7's gonna have to come... I mean, this dark is gonna have to come over here, because either there's gonna be a light that goes out and under here, or the light's gonna have to come across from here. Well, there doesn't have to be a light tile here. I don't know why I'm clicking all the way here. It could be right here, actually, so... if there was a light tile here, it could also belong to the 7, and then this dark could... well, I don't know, let's see. If this light belonged to this, it can't belong to this 8 now, so it'd have to come over here, belong to the 7 in some way. This way, actually. So that would have to belong. And then this 8 cannot block in the... this 8 has to fill in the rest of this area. Which is... yeah, that works, unfortunately. So... we can't just say that. Oops. Let's just play this through to see where it ends up. Like, yeah, this is all working until it gets to here. So that actually just barely doesn't work. So we can say this is dark, but that didn't really give us all that much information. I guess we know that there has to be a light tile here or here. If the light tile is here, it could belong to the 7. Like that, and then this 8 would not have enough room. So 6, 7, 8. Oh, nope, it does not have enough room. Because now the 6 doesn't have enough room. So if the light tile is here, it has to belong to the 8. Which means it has to be like this, and then this would have to come down here. Yeah, still too much to say. There does have to be a light tile here, though, I believe. Like, at minimum. This can't be dark, right? Yeah, if that's dark, we get this problem up here with the 5. So this has to be light. And it's gonna have to go with the 8. And it can't go around the top, right? I guess it could go around the top. Can it? I feel like I've drawn this shape so many times. No, it can't. We keep having this shape over here. Okay, so now we have 6 out of 8 on this guy here. See, make sure we're on the right track here. Oh no, we've made an error at some point. It's only this tile, okay. This is correct, really? If we do this? How is that correct, though? Oh, I wasn't looking at this tile up here, okay. Because we can have this, and then one of these be the other light tile. Or this one even be the other light tile. Okay, well, I'm not gonna take that right now. I'll just say this is where we're at so far. Jeez. We definitely need a light tile either here or here. But it really depends on what the 7 wants to do. We don't know yet what the 7 wants to do. The 3 cannot go all the way down here. It has to go at least to the left by 1. The 5 has to go... No, the 5 doesn't have to go up. It can be like this. Oh, no, it can't be like that. Okay. Because if we block the top, then the 5's an issue. Okay, so the 5 goes up all the way. Now we know that the 3... We don't know anything more about the 3. Okay, never mind. Well, we know the 5... This can't be dark, because then it causes this issue. So this has to be light. And that finally gives us something to work with. Okay, jeez. Got the corner trick here. Finally get some stuff happening over here on this side of the board. Alright, finally can do a corner trick here. Well, not that we needed the corner trick because it immediately resolved. Alright, finish the 4 here. This 5's gonna have to go down here. The 6's gonna have to go 2 to the left, at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't have to go to the right. This is dark's gotta get out of here. This 2 most likely is going down. Let's see, this 5 is pretty restricted here. I didn't see this before, so it has to go at least 2 more to the left. Can't connect to the 6 over here. It could go down and then hit this tile over here. Never mind, it can't because the dark had to escape out of there. So that belongs to the 4. This has to come out. That was a misclick. Where all can the 6 go? We need 3 more tiles in here. So it has to go at least here. This 8 needs 2 more tiles. Has 3 options, so that's not a concern for it. The 6 still needs 2 more tiles. It has 3 options. If this comes down, though, it loses options, so this has to be dark. If this 6 comes over, this is still okay. It only takes 1 option away. Have we evaluated this 6 recently? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Has an extra tile going off the edge of the screen there. Everything here is still correct so far? Yeah, everything is correct. Why does it want me to look here? If this is dark, then this has to be light, light, dark, 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 light, dark. It's not really, like, giving me much vibes, but what if it was light instead? If it was light... Oh, never mind. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see these boxed-in areas without being able to, light up the board. Okay. This helps, though. And this has to escape here. This dark does not connect on this side, so it has to wrap around the right side. It's gonna go up here. Up here again. Let's see, it could go across the top of this 7, or it could go up and then go over the top of it. Which, upon listening to that statement, kind of sounds like the same thing, but you know what I mean. Okay, this has to be dark here to escape. Then this has to come over here. There we go. Now we can finish that viewpoint. The 7, like, just because the 7 is done doesn't mean the light tiles here are done, unfortunately. Though that does mean we can do some more action down here on this 8, finally. Alright, if this is light, then this dark has to come, like, out and wind around this way. Basically, if this is light, this also has to be light. And if this is light, this also has to be light. So I feel like this always has to be light over here. And then this can go like that. This is totally blocked in over here, so this has to get out one way or another over here. Well, those can't connect because that's the 5 and the 6 viewpoint. I think that has to come out like that, then this is going to be like this, right? Okay, so the dark comes over here, then it wraps up, grabs all this, and comes out through this space over here. So the bottom left dark tiles are connected down here. That's good stuff. Alright, what is this 8 at? 6 so far? So we need 2 more tiles with this 8. And they cannot be up to this point here. So if this is light, it has to belong to the 3. And then the 8 blocks us in. So this has to be dark to allow passage of the dark to get through here. And then at least this has to be dark. Or light, I mean. That's gonna come up. What are we at here? Dark has to come through here. Dark has to come through here. Let's see. There has to be a light tile here or here to stop a 2x2. If there is a dark tile here, Oh wait, there has to be one here. And then this 8 is done. Alright. And that finishes the 3. And now we're into action with the 9, finally. Okay. We're on the final stretch. So this 9, kind of hard to see because it's off the board. But this 9 has... I think we can do this with the 9. So this is 7 over here. 8, 9. Nope. 7, 8, 9. Okay. So 8... Let's do 8, 9, maybe? No, we have to prevent this over here from being an issue. Oh, we have the 5 to do that. Okay. I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. Woo! Okay. Not sure which one was tougher. I feel like that second one was tougher there. Simpler rule makes it more complicated. But hey, there we go. First major content patch of the offline restoration mod. I am gonna consider this more like the Lost Grids cluster, more of like a vanilla thing that was restored because of the mod, not a offline restoration exclusive. Well, it is an offline restoration exclusive. I mean, addition. But like the next episode's not just going to be me going here for like 10 episodes in a row, probably. But yeah, that kind of wraps up the offline restoration mod, new things that have been added. Ooh, we got a new Echo of Time, which I'm not going to read. We had the Tango Butterflies completed. We finished the Deceptive Whispers, which was pretty cool. There's nothing else added in other areas, right? No, I don't think so. And then we finished the Warp Perspective Enclave. 100%, all 60 puzzles done. All 4 Mirabilis earned. Woohoo, go us. And that's actually probably a good point to bring up our stat sheet. So it's been a while for that. Let me run stats, save stats. Since the last time I pulled up save stats, there's actually been an update to it to include the new Lost Grid cluster, and it also includes glide ring scores now, and it includes some other things. So I'm just not totally talking and trying to find a puzzle radar or anything. I am trying to find a puzzle radar. I don't know where all of them spawn, but it'll be good to learn, especially for the Lucent Waters, where we have 100% of puzzles done. That means we have access to 4 puzzle radars to be concurrently spawned, so there's one of them. Let's see. Allegedly, you can see them from pretty far away, but maybe my eye is just not good at them. There's a second one. Oh, also this message here you're seeing in the top left of the screen, that's actually an old feature from the online version of the game, where whenever it would reach the time of a puzzle to refresh, it would actually announce it to everyone who was logged in. There was an option in the what's it called? There was an option in the config for the mod to re-enable those messages, so I'm like, hey, why not? It adds some action to the screen. It makes it seem like the game's not totally, like, desolate of anything happening, which it kind of does feel like sometimes. You gotta really make your own adventure, set your own goals, etc. I'm gonna use these 2 puzzle radars really quick, and then we'll go over to save stats. So this is gonna be more of like a 1-hour episode. I'm also gonna talk about future plans for future series and stuff, since I did get kind of burnt out last time I did a series, so I kind of want to keep making stuff, but pace myself. So here we go, we got our puzzle radar. Let's get anything that's not a puzzle box, basically. Is that a hidden cube up there? Sightseer will pass. Anything that's not a puzzle box, that's just like hidden rings and stuff, that's what I want to grab. So here's a hidden ring. Here's a hidden archway. Here's a matchbox, and let's see, where's the other matchbox of it? Down there? Yep, that's the one. I guess it just marks both matchboxes. Wow, couldn't talk there for a second. And you need to match them up yourself. Hit an archway down here. Hit an archway about 70 meters this way. There it is. Let's put another waymark teleport here, and then let's go get that second one I marked. Really cool feature. It's going to make it a lot more fun to look for puzzles and stuff while you have this feature enabled, just because you can go, like, you can take away the sameness of, like, hunting stuff down. You know, which I feel like was a major reason I burnt stuff out. I just, like, got tired of flying around the same area over and over and over. Alright, so we have a hidden ring here. I do want to do that shifting mosaic. I have marked it to come back to. Got a matchbox here. Did an archway here. Let's do this matchbox, though. Oh, this is a tiny matchbox. Let's get closer to it. Too close. Okay, is that a hidden cube and a hidden ring over here? Looks like it. Hidden ring, hidden cube. A bunch of hidden archways. Got like 10 seconds left on the buff. Let's just go ahead and grab this 4-pipper, and then I want to go back and do that shifting mosaic we saw over there, and then that's where I'm going to call it. Okay, connect all dark cells. And no 2x2s, one symbol per light area. Going way too fast. This is gonna be like this. And like that. I started having like a wrap around the edge PTSD. I was like, oh no, what am I doing here on this side of the grid? Nothing. Just I'm not. Quick sightseer before we go back to do that shifting mosaic. Looks like we are here. Looks like we're on the other side of this gap. Okay, here we go. Alright, let's go to our teleport beacon. Where is our teleport beacon? Hello? There it is. Okay, and then let's hit up this, hidden ring that I found myself. I did not use super power-ups to find it. Oh man, hold up, we have another puzzle radar. We're gonna have to get that. Let's do this first, though. Okay, puzzle radar up in the Autumn Falls canopy. Let's go. I wonder how it works with this type of puzzle. Let's give it a go. Jump up here, activate this. Oh, it works for these too? No, I don't want to talk to you. Get out of my... It works for these. That's pretty funny. Let's see if we can get this matchbox. Oh, this is great. Oh, unfortunately, it does look like it keeps them lit up, so you're going to have to remember which of these you've actually collected, but that's still really cool that it does work on those. Works on glide rings. Oh, man. I hear a hidden cube down here. We'll come back for that glide ring in a moment. Here's a light motif and a archway. It's just so fun to be able to rush through and just like boom, boom, puzzle, 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 puzzle. And I do not know what I was focused on over here, but I do not see it anymore. This matchbox, maybe? We can find this matchbox. It's probably here behind the building. Nope, I lied. Probably on the other side of the building. Nope, there's a different matchbox over there. There it is, underneath. Alright, let's go do that glide ring. And then I saw another glide ring here, right? Yeah, up there. Let's do these 2 glide rings, and that's what I'm going to call it. This time for reals. Alright. And then the other one was, like, up here-ish. You know you're a puzzle... Oh... You know you're a puzzle addict when you keep giving the... Hold up, just one more, just one more. Alright, head back to the start, because that's where we saw this guy. This is the last thing, I promise. Alright, we can do Hidden Pentad speedrun, because they're just, like, all lit up for us. Which, honestly, like, I feel like after a while, you just kind of get used to where they hide things for Hidden Pentads, and you're like, okay, well, 4 of them are pretty easy to find, and then the 5th one is just, like, you wait until you can use the shrinking thing for it to work. The shrinky-dink. Okay, we've actually cleared up a lot of the instant solve puzzles in this area. There's not really much left for us to actually pick up here. Riverland Bridge is blocking my ability to see puzzles. Oh, this is a music grid. Thought it was a hidden cube. The hidden rings are still, like, not lit up, though. They're only, like, have a little waypoint. Oh, come on! Like, this can't keep happening. Come on, we gotta end the episode. If I find another one, like, that's it. We're not doing it. Nope, it's not happening. How do sightseers work with this? Or do they? So, this is here on this bridge, actually. Does the sightseer actually work? Or does this actually do anything for the sightseer? I'm guessing no, because it looks like you want to be on top of this rock. And, I'm not seeing anything around here. Maybe it's not... I don't know. Where... What is this focus angle? I cannot get the right angle of focus here. I'm just wasting the entire power-up. Okay, so don't do these type of puzzles while you're in the puzzle radar power-up. Here we go. That spent the whole power-up. So I want to refund it. I'm going to use this one I saw that I said I wasn't going to use. This is so funny. I bet there's one right here, isn't there? No? Okay. I guess you can go, like, you can get really lucky and just find a bunch of them back to back, or I guess you can learn where they spawn and just go between their spawn points. But I don't know where they spawn, so... Alright, looks like we have a matchbox over here. Oh, got a couple of matchboxes in this area. What's going on? Kept selecting the wrong one. Alright, what is that? Oh, that's a glide ring. I'm like, what is this, like, icon with a pickaxe? This is it. This is the finale here. This glide ring, and we're done. Alright, woo! Yeah, that was probably, like, a solid number of puzzles we did here in Autumn Falls, just running on those power-ups. Alright, I'm gonna pause for a second, and then I'll be back in save stats. Okay, and we are over in safe stats now. Here's my player card. Um, we have now. This is all kind of the same features over here. I have solved every static puzzle in the game. Oh man, we can actually see all of the new static puzzles that were added in this update here. Here's the 60 that are part of the new enclave over here in the new enclave. I'm like, what is this again? I'm like, oh yeah, that's the end of the game. This is shifting in phase over here. We can see the new ones that were added here at the Tango butterflies. You can almost make out the butterfly. And then we can see all the new ones here in the, what's that called? Whispers of Deception or whatever. So yeah, that's where they have all the new static puzzles that were added. If we go back to the player card page, we can see a handful of new things over here. So first of all, my avatar, I didn't put one. I should probably put one here, you know. Static puzzles, 100% again. That includes the new ones they added. Hub puzzles are the same. I don't think that any hub puzzles were added. Um, Nothing here was changed, I don't think. So flow orbs now has a total time, which the thing about the total time is like, I guess that's cool and all, but it's only relevant if you've done every flow orb, right? Because I could have just done, 289 of the slowest flow orbs, and somebody else could do 289 of the fastest flow orbs, and then it's kind of like, oh no. um, and I assume this is your total time spent on them. So my total time for all of the flow orbs I've done is 40 minutes. That's pretty amazing if you compact them all together. 300 flow orb courses in 40 minutes. That's crazy. Glide ring. So here's something I'm gonna be working on cleaning up as I do future playing sessions. It's not gonna be necessarily I'm gonna hunt out and seek for these, but I'm gonna probably jump on glide ring pads that are completed as I find them and just check, like, make sure they have platinum scores on them, because I want platinum scores. They weren't being tracked previously, so I didn't worry about it, but now they're being tracked, so I'm like, oh no, this is unacceptable. It's a blemish on my record, you know. Clusters, we now have the Lost Grids clusters represented here. I've already done almost 10% of them. And then besides that, the only other thing that has changed here is under the actual every single hub, we can now see this icon down here in the bottom right corner of each hub section that shows you how many puzzle radars are available in that area and how many you have unlocked. So for Verdant Glen, Lucian Waters, I have all 4 out of 4 of the puzzle radars unlocked, and they start unlocking once you reach 30%, I believe. And as your percentage in the area goes up more, you get more and more radars. So if you want radars, you have to unlock them first by doing 30% of an area is like a pretty solid chunk. Like that's not gonna be 1 or 2 sessions worth, so it's gonna be a while. But as we can see, I already have over half of them unlocked in the other areas. I have 4 out of 8 in Serene Deluge, 3 out of 6 in the Shady Wildwood, 4 out of 6 for the Verdant Glen, and then 6 out of 8 for the Autumn Falls. And I think the number you have here, that's 5 out of 7 for Autumn Falls. The number you have here, I'm pretty sure, is just how Rushin and team wanted to balance like the size of the areas given and their verticality given, like, your likeliness to find a puzzle radar. So there's only 4 in Lucian Waters, but Lucian Waters is like, relatively speaking, small and flat compared to the other 4 hub areas. So that's why there's less there, and that's why there's most in Serene Deluge. Is very big and has a lot of verticality to it. So I'm curious to see where I'm gonna find them hidden. And the way I understand how these works is that there are X number of puzzle radar spawned at any given moment, X being however many you have unlocked here. So in Lucent Waters, at any given moment, I can find 4 different puzzle radars if I just go around and find them all. And whenever you pick one up, it despawns and then it respawns at a different valid spawn point for them. And there's more than 4 different spawn points, though. So that's why you're not just going to find the puzzle radar on the same spot every time. They're going to cycle through. Probably, if I were to guess, it's probably some like 3 or 4 or 5 times more spawn points than there are actually radars you unlock. So like Lucent Water has 4 of them, but maybe there's 20 or 25 or 30 different places they can actually spawn. Anyways, future plans. So this is going to be the last episode of Series 3, I'm going to call it. And we're going to probably do Series 4 where I start to work on these other areas. I'm with the puzzle radar, I'm like a lot more excited to actually get in and work on them because I can like, use the oh, excuse me. I can use the puzzle radars to make it much less of a hey, I'm going to fly around aimlessly and try to do all the puzzles. It's going to be like, hey, puzzle radar, I've done all of the puzzles that I can immediately see. Let's pick one up and then like actually go through and do a clean sweep of everything that's left over, and it's like going to be much more meaningful progress, I feel like. So I'm thinking I'll do a season 4, and the biggest area is Autumn Falls, and it's also our most closest to complete, so that's where I think we'll focus on for the next series. So with that, and also I'll sprinkle in Lost Grid's cluster puzzle in there along the journey. But with that, I think that's going to be it. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next series. See ya!